Hi everyone, today I'm sharing a yummy recipe for homemade chicken stew. It's a comforting and flavorful dish, classic comfort food that's perfect for a chilly day. Tender pieces of chicken simmered in a rich broth with a medley of vegetables, creating a hearty and satisfying meal. So let's get started. You need one whole chicken, that's about 1 kilo, cut into medium-sized pieces after removing the skin and patting dry. We're going to marinate with 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt and set that aside up to an hour or while you prepare the remaining ingredients. So this is basically where all the work comes in for this recipe. You need to peel and slice a good amount of garlic and shallots. So for the garlic, we need half a cup of garlic cloves. I'm using the smaller cloves, and then we're going to slice them into these tiny vertical slices. If you prefer, you can cut them horizontally, but I really like to cut them vertically into these tiny sticks and set that aside. This is an important part of this recipe, and I don't recommend finely chopping or crushing the garlic. Next, we have a generous cup of shallots that have been peeled, as well as 2 red onions, and we're going to slice the lot. Using these small Asian shallots really enhances the flavor of this chicken stew, but if you can't find them, you can substitute this with extra red onions. And so I've sliced up all the shallots as well as the red onion, and we're going to set that aside as well. Next, we have some fresh ginger, which has been peeled. You need 1/3 of a cup of finely chopped ginger, like this. So all the hard work is over and it's easy sailing from now on. Next, for our vegetables, we have 2 large potatoes and 2 carrots. We're going to peel them and then chop the potatoes into large chunks and cube the carrot. We also have 1.5 to 2 cups of cauliflower, and we're going to cut it into florets like this and make sure it's rinsed really well. And half a cup of frozen green peas that have been thawed, and make sure those green peas aren't too sweet. Let's start cooking. To a large pot, add 1/4 cup of oil and add in the sliced garlic first. We're going to fry the garlic in that oil till it starts to go golden brown, and then quickly strain it out of that oil and set it aside. We took a long time to slice that garlic, so make sure you don't burn it. Be really careful. That's why I like to strain out the oil quickly into a strainer pot and then return the frying oil to the pot. And then we're going to add the marinated chicken to that flavored garlic oil, and on high heat we're going to sear the chicken, lock in the juices, and just cook till it's no longer pink and develop some color. Take just a minute or two, and then we can add in the chopped potato and carrot. Give it a good toss for about 1 minute and then add in the cauliflower and then toss for another 2 minutes. After this, we can remove all the contents of the pot to a separate plate and set that aside. Wipe down the pot and add another 3 tablespoons of oil. To this, we're going to add some spices. 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds, 2 green cardamom pods, 4 cloves, 1 star anise, 5 black peppercorns, and 2 bay leaves. The addition of these spices is going to add flavor and complexity to this chicken stew. Next, add the sliced shallots and onion as well as the chopped ginger and saute briefly. Once it's just softened, we can add 2 green chilies that have been slit. Add according to your spice tolerance, and we're also going to add 1 sprig of fresh curry leaves. Now continue to stir and saute on a medium heat till those sliced onions and shallots are reduced in volume and they turn a nice golden color. Make sure you keep stirring periodically so that none of that onion catches on the bottom and gets that burnt color. So now it's looking just right. We're going to add in the spices, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder and 3/4 of a teaspoon of fennel seed powder. Stir those spices through till they're nice and fragrant, and then we can return in the chicken as well as the vegetables and the accumulated juices. Now we're going to toss all of this so that the chicken and vegetables absorbs the flavor of the sautéed ingredients and those spices. Once everything is mixed through uniformly, for this stew we're going to add 200 ml of Cara coconut cream. I'm adding about half of the cream first, along with half the water. Give it a nice stir through to make that cream mix through properly, and then add the remaining coconut cream as well as water. Now we're going to season it with an additional half a teaspoon of salt. We did add salt while marinating the chicken. Once the liquid comes to a simmer, reduce the heat, cover tightly, and then we're going to cook for 10 minutes. After cooking about 10 minutes, ensure that the chicken is somewhat tender, or you may need to increase your cooking time here. And then we have some fresh milk here, that's just plain milk. Half to 3/4 of a cup of milk, and take some of this milk and add in 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch or corn flour. Stir to make a slurry. Add in the milk as well as the prepared slurry into the simmering stew, along with pepper to taste. I added about 1/2 teaspoon of extra pepper powder. Now it's time to add those golden fried garlic flakes. Now add in the frozen thawed green peas. Stir once again and simmer this for another 5 minutes. The flavor of the fried garlic is perfectly infused into this chicken stew by now, and we can end it with some freshly chopped coriander. Those who don't like coriander leaves can substitute it for fresh parsley leaves chopped, and you can always do a final seasoning with pepper or salt if you feel the need to. So keep it covered until it's ready to serve. This chicken stew is delicious with any type of crusty bread or any traditional flatbreads. I hope you enjoyed this recipe for homemade chicken stew. Do let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the recipe, and don't forget to let me know once you've tried. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.